What's up, y'all? Um, I wanted to check in because I found myself slightly off balance. And I was like, oh, there's a lesson in it. There's a what's up, y'all, in it. And so, y'all know when I come to you, beating my face, I might have a word for you. So, as many of you know, I just posted a video about my new car that I am so excited about. I have been riding around in rental cars for the last 2 months. I don't have a permanent home since, actually, let me stop. Because this is actually what my Marco Polo is, what my What's Up Y'all is about. It is about the way in which whiteness is such a sneaky and violent thing towards Black people and what it does to our humanity. And I'm watching it in real time, right? And it's interesting that I get to be a recipient of it in this particular moment, because I'm also watching folks go through this in our Buy Back Black Debt project, right? Which is that whiteness demands you prove things to it. That you prove things about your own humanity, that you prove things about your own worthiness, that you prove that you are deserving of your humanity, however it is you define your humanity. And so, and that energy exists whether white people activate it or not. You know, and so in the case of like Buy Back Black Debt, the instinct, and this was probably true, it was less true in my experience of my student loans because the woman who coordinated the project was a woman of color. And so the dynamic to like demand that I prove my worthiness for it never existed. It was an offering. And because it was an offering from this woman of color, I just simply had to receive and I had to allow myself to be in the position of receiving. And then to like celebrate the beauty of new openings that came as a result of that, right? And so, but there have been other times where I've received things from white people, or white people have had a hand in my receiving. But here's the deal. Sometimes not even a hand in my receiving. Just an opinion about my receiving. All right? Didn't even necessarily have anything to do with it. Have an opinion about my receiving. And then the instinct is that my Blackness, the epigenetic response, the response that I'm sure my enslaved ancestors had to do if they got caught with something white people thought they shouldn't have, is to explain, right? And to belittle and to give all kinds of context and reason so that white people won't kill them. That's the historical context of that. And so that lives in me cellularly. And so when I posted today about my new car, my Porsche Cayenne, that I am elated about, that I feel so good I want to go rub my naked body on the leather seats. That's how I feel about it. And due to COVID, it's the closest I'm getting to touching right now is leather interior. And I reckon, and again, I know that I have said both and, right? There is no way in this system currently to be without complicity. There's none, right? Like there just isn't. And so I hold the complexity of that. You know, none of those things happen without my thought, right? I'm clear. And I'm clear I decided I wanted this fucking car, and so I bought it. I'm also clear about that. But what I'm also clear about is that whiteness will show up and shame Black people for their joy. But shame Black people before they be saying shit to white. Like the idea that white people have an opinion about anything that Black people do in the context of this world right now, like in the context of all the white people, that white people could be directing their energy towards who are out of order. The instinct to show up and police me is born of white supremacy. And my instinct to comply with that policing is my internalized anti-Blackness. The instinct that I had to decenter all that Black joy that was on that thread, all the celebration of my Black joy, and to instead find the entire wave of my energy and my need to defend myself against two little white children, because I went to their pages and they look like children, like they literally could be my children. Because I think sometimes y'all forget on these internet streets, I'm fucking grown. I'm real grown. But again, I needed to notice for myself the instinct to acquiesce to the violence of white interrogation, to the violence of white shaming, because it wasn't just interrogation. They got on and said they were disgusted and their stomach turned at my joy. That was their visceral response to this Black woman's joy, was disgust and their stomach turning. And, is there shit there for white people to work about? That's yours. But what I want to talk about is, as a Black person, what it means to de-indoctrinate myself from the system of white supremacist delusion that lives inside of me, that has me center white response over Black response, that has me center white shame over Black joy, and how I had to catch myself in that shit. And after I wrote my little scribe, which I realized was just me, in the form of cussing them out, saying, no, I have my free papers, massa. I'm allowed to be here. My master said I could lead a plantation. That shit is fucking disgusting. It's heinous. It is horrible. And it is my commitment to notice it in myself and to interrupt it. And it's my commitment to name it in this community so that we can collectively hold ourselves to account when we find ourselves centering whiteness at the expense of Black joy and Black connection. It's one of those things that I've deepened in my learning thanks to my pickled pineapple, Kay Williams, Mad Question Asker, at Mad Question Asker, and a Black love and care ethic. And so, I deleted those comments, and those folks can, do with it whatever it is that they need to do with that. But I needed to get on here and I needed to name this piece. I needed to name the way in which Black joy gets usurped in the centering of whiteness, and the way in which Black people are programmed to acquiesce to the centering of whiteness and whatever whiteness's opinion is about a thing. And so I'm not explaining anything. There's nothing to explain. I got a really nice car. I really like it. It brings me great joy. I'm smiling. I'm gonna rub my nipples on the leather interior, and you could die mad. Or you could come and celebrate with me. Choices.